Hey guys, it's Megan with Calypso Coastal Marketing, and today I'm joined by Stacy from Pretty Work. And I have posted about Pretty Work before over on my personal page. They did all of my Lark Concierge shirts for me, and we've got some magnets on the way from them, and then a hat as well. I'm excited to be branded when I'm out there on the beach and going into my owners' homes and everything. So, Stacey, thank you so much for hopping on
Yeah,
with
of
me.
course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'd love to hear kind of how you guys got started. So I know
Sure.
you've been here a lot longer than me. I've only been here a year.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, we moved here as a family in 2016.
okay.
So I was presented with a great job opportunity we just couldn't pass up. So after our first quick visit to the beach, we grabbed the kids and moved.
Oh my goodness.
And we kind of settled into Spanish Fort. Our kids went to Spanish Fort schools. And then in 2020, we moved to Silver Hill and our kids transitioned to Robertsdale High School, where they both graduated and now we have adult children. But in 2020, I was approached by the current owners of Pretty Work.
Mhm.
And they had said, hey, we're having some growth in the business. We kind of want to take on someone else. Are you interested in helping us? That
Gotcha.
kind of thing. So my husband, I worked a full-time job. My husband worked in the aerospace industry. So we both worked full-time outside of the home. And we thought, yeah, this is great, but I'm not mechanical. Okay. So we thought, well, this is something my husband should do.
Okay.
But he was working in Mobile, commuting.
Mhm.
So it became nights and weekends that both of us could give our time. So we were there nights and weekends with the teenage kids at the time, learning how to screen print, learning what it means to cure and ink, understanding all the different things that go into actually producing a great product. And we were like, yeah, we're going to do this. So we sat with them a couple of different times and said, yeah, we're figuring out when we can be here, but we definitely want to do
Yeah.
something with you guys and be involved somehow. So everything was looking good. In February, I had some tests ran, 'cause I wasn't feeling well. And March 8th of 2021, we found out I had stage 2 breast cancer and stage 1 cervical cancer.
Oh goodness.
So, um, everything went to a screeching
Yeah.
halt, as I'm sure you can imagine. And we thankfully, the owners of Pretty Work are like family to me. So I've known them since 2018. So in 2021, we had been friends for a few years and I just trusted them and they said, hey, don't worry about it. Nothing's, like we haven't signed contracts. We haven't done anything legit, like on paper yet. So they said, just go ahead and get better. Just
Yeah.
get better. And during my battle, they would text me and say, I hope you're fighting, like crazy. And
Mhm.
it's really encouraging. And so then in 2022, I was done battling and I went back to the workplace, regular, like my job,
Yeah.
and just kind of transitioned back into society, which took me a minute
Yeah.
because when you go from being a certain way, looking a certain way, feeling a certain way to having no hair and being 40 pounds heavier from steroids than you've ever been in your life, there's a lot of things that make you want to stay inside
Yeah.
and not go out and not be seen. And so I started with a newer company, new to me anyways, and kind of hid in the background until I was comfortable. By 2023, I was getting back a little bit more of my hair and myself. 2024, I said, I know that I was saved for a reason and I'm
Yeah.
meant to do something bigger. And I've always wanted to find a way to contribute to Baldwin County. And I went to my husband and I said, I'm going to open a screen printing business. And he was like, wait, what? What? Come again?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I'm thinking that I can do it. I can just buy equipment and do my own thing. And he's like, well, why would you do that? Just go back to the owners of Pretty Work
Yeah.
and have a conversation. So I did. In September 2024, we purchased Pretty Work. So Pretty Work has been in business since 2020.
Okay.
They were nominated for Best Embroiderer of Baldwin County in 2022 or 2023, I believe. And then nominated again in 2025 for Best of Baldwin. It made top 5. And then 2026, we won the award for Best of Baldwin Screen Printing and Embroidery.
Wow.
It was a big shock to us. So if I'm being very transparent, in 2025, Pretty Work to me was everything.
Mhm.
But to the community, no one knew it.
Yeah.
So here I was devastated when we didn't win.
Mhm.
And I told my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is never going to work. Like we didn't win. I was crushed. And he
Yeah.
was like, okay, but are we okay? Like, are we okay as a
Mhm.
business? Like, are we okay with or without that award? And
Yeah.
um, I got to the point where I was like, okay, yeah, we're all right without it. So when nominations came up for 2026,
Mhm.
we made the decision to not share anything.
Yeah.
We said, this is going to be completely organic.
Mhm.
We are not going to share. We are not going to text. We are not going to email. We are not going to ask for votes. If we are meant to have the award, the community will show up and we will
Yeah.
have the award. And they did. And
That's
we're
incredible.
super thankful. Um, so 2024, we were off County Road 4 in Gulf Shores
Okay.
in the same building that the previous owners had it in.
Mhm.
And we were quickly growing
Yeah.
since we took it over. And so we needed more space. So my husband was commuting at the time from Fairhope, from an aerospace company in Fairhope to Gulf Shores every night for work.
Oh
So
my
my son and
gosh.
I were working at full time,
Yeah.
and Matt would come again nights and weekends. She was coming down every night, and he said, "Hey, I passed this warehouse on County Road 10 every time I come. Maybe we should look at it."
Mhm.
So we called the realtor, and he's great. The realtor we use, in case anybody wants to know, is Frank Malone. He's fabulous. I will plug him here.
Yeah.
Um, and he showed us the building, and we were instantly laying out machines and dryers and
Gotcha.
embroidery machine where things would go. And there's a certain room we were like, this is perfect for our dark room. And it was
Uh-huh.
like, this was a meant to be situation. So we've been there now for a little bit more than a year,
Okay.
and we're at capacity.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So it's a good thing and a not so great thing.
Yeah.
Um, so now we're figuring out strategic ways. We just got a couple new pieces of equipment, a very large banner printing machine and a very large
Wow.
laminator. And so those right now are sharing space with the Matt Hatter part of our business. So Matt Hatter happens in like the very back room. He's got his own kind of domain back there.
Yeah.
Um, and so they're sharing that space.
Gotcha.
We've got 18 months left in our building. We really don't want to leave Bon Secure.
Yeah.
We like it there. We love the small town feel. We would like to stay there and figure out how to keep contributing to that small community. So the reason
Yeah.
we purchased our home in Silver Hill was at the time it was very small. Silver Hill is now
Mhm.
growing. We want to stay in the
Yeah.
smaller areas. And being on County Road 10 is just a minute from the beach.
Yeah.
So it's really convenient for pickups, for deliveries, things like that. Um, but yeah, that's kind of how we got started. And Lucas,
Yeah.
my son, that turns 21 tomorrow. So yes, we're at Murder Creek, everyone.
Yeah.
Another shameless plug. Um, so I'm sure we'll be here for his birthday. But he's been with me since the beginning.
Yeah.
So he's our main printer and he does an exceptional job. He sometimes is a little bit really meticulous where I'm like,
Yeah.
hey bud, it's good. Like you can go with it. And he's like, oh well, what about this? And it's cute. Every time he sets a shirt up to run it, there's always a
Mhm.
sample tee. And the sample tee gets approved. So sometimes it's me, sometimes it's my husband, sometimes it's everyone in the office. So sometimes
Yeah.
Terry and Mackenzie get to say, hey, Lucas, great job, or hey, that looks
Yeah.
good. And it's a fun time. We try to have fun with it. We have music usually going all day, every day. The dogs are in there, and one dog thinks everyone's job is to play ball with her all day. So she starts at 7 a.m. with a tennis ball in her
Oh
mouth,
my gosh.
literally. And she will greet anyone that is working and she'll look at them like, hello, see this?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be playing right now. But it's a fun time. So yeah, the girls are in there with us. And yeah, we are there 7 days a week because we decided to take our fifth wheel camper and our pull behind camper and kind of move ourselves there. So we
Yeah.
still have our house in Silver Hill. But the commute was just like, this is silly.
Yeah.
When you run a production style business, time is money. And so a 35-minute commute in the morning, in the
Yeah.
evening, back and forth we could be printing an hour and 10
Yeah.
more minutes a day or whatever, right? And so we just had to make the decision
Yeah.
to make the move. So we've done that and we're liking it so far. It's pretty great.
Yeah. That area is so pretty. So we are house shopping right now,
Okay.
and we're kind of narrowed down to County Road 8 just
Yeah.
for being able to be close to the beach expressway because my husband works in Foley.
Okay.
But all my clients are at the beach, so we
Yeah.
kind of need to go both ways. And we had looked at County Road 10, but there's some benefits to having my business with the Gulf Shores
Mhm.
address.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we decided to go a little bit
Go
farther
as far
and
north as you can,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That Montecor area though was so pretty because we had 8 acres before we moved. And
Oh, yeah.
so we knew we didn't want that again. It's just
Mhm.
so much upkeep.
Right.
We mowed like an acre and a half to 2 acres and the rest was timber, but you
Yeah.
still have at least once or twice a year, you have to like get either someone to do it or borrow equipment to go with a tractor and like
Like bush
clear.
hog it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot, but yeah, I see why you like the Bonsport area.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. And I've just driven through there just for the fun of driving through there. And it's
Yeah.
not crowded. It's
No.
not super busy. And it's literally just a minute from 59. So it's
Exactly.
like it's
Exactly.
crazy that it's not backed up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Pretty great.
yeah, but, so I will say the quality that I've gotten out of you guys has been
Oh,
crazy,
thank you.
so you could tell your son I was super
Thank you.
impressed, because we ordered from Custom Ink. I just did 1 shirt
Sure.
as a test, and it was double the price, which I know it would have dropped had I ordered more,
Sure. Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
still, and I got it, and it
Okay.
was so grainy.
Mm.
Um, it like, the image from you guys was so crisp
Mhm.
clear, it's exactly like my logo.
Good.
This was like
Pixelated.
yeah, and I sent them the exact same logo
Mhm.
file. Now it's the shirt I keep underneath the truck seat in case I'm, like, out and a customer calls. I'm like, yeah, I can be there."
Right. Right.
And so I was very happy to that
Yeah.
found you and that your work was that good because it's hard to find, consistent
Yes.
quality,
Yes.
I've noticed moving to a beach town, like, it's a different work ethic
Mhm.
sometimes because people are kinda on beach time and
Yeah.
they're more relaxed, and I am still on Midwest time,
Same. I've been
and
here for 10 years and
yeah.
I'm still on Midwest time. One of the things with Pretty Work is we've hired, so 2026, the first year we decided to hire outside of the three of us.
Uh-huh,
So 2024, we started with Lucas and I full time. 2025, Matt left the aerospace company and
mhm,
joined us full time.
gotcha.
So it was the three of us as a family business. And when we announced Best of Baldwin, our entire life changed.
Yeah,
So it became to where I've been the only person in sales, which is
mhm,
great because I do people, like I
yeah,
love this, but I can't keep up.
yeah,
We have 400 clients in Baldwin County. So again, we're very blessed, but that's a lot of people. And most of it I have in here.
yeah,
And that's not great either. So we've hired a full-time production flow coordinator, and she is there 4 days a week. And she completely focuses on taking the work order, getting it through the production, and getting it ready for pickup for the client when it's done. That's kind of her baby. And then we've hired Mackenzie, and Mackenzie is our full-time online sales director. So we've also launched a new website, which does lots of great things for
yeah,
us. And then Mackenzie takes care of all of our promotional merch. So anything promotional that anyone needs, channels through her,
yeah,
which takes that off of my plate, which is great because promotional items are wonderful and I love doing them. But if it comes down to like working on someone's logo to make sure
yeah,
their screen print quality is great when the art comes through, I need to be able to take the time to do that. And if I'm
yeah,
sourcing frosted cups,
yeah,
so hiring Mackenzie made that kind of work better for us too. And then
that's
we've
nice.
recently hired another person, Megan. She is helping out in the shop in production.
Okay,
So she is learning printing, she's learning embroidery, she's learning DTF, she's learning
yeah,
all the things in the back to help support Matt and Lucas back there. So they're building their production team, and I'm building kind of an office team in the front.
okay,
And so it's really helped. It keeps us all a lot more grounded. We're developing structure because for so long it was just what was in my brain and telling it to
mhm,
the guys. And now there's a process for everything. And our communication to our client has improved greatly
yeah,
by having processes. We upgraded last year to a better software, just all the things that we saw that were either causing us a headache,
yeah,
right? Once there's a headache kind of in business, you go, okay, I can't live in a headache. I have to find the solution.
yeah,
So we've been very solution driven for the past probably 12 months for sure. And that's kind of been our focus. And so through having the solutions and having processes, now we're focused on community involvement.
yeah.
So we recently signed up the Pretty Work team to be part of the Lee Charities switchboard of volunteers.
Oh, yeah, I saw that post.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll be doing that and volunteering every chance we get with them. And then we also are trying to sponsor as many events as possible. So we're looking for people that need sponsorship, that need to do a fundraiser. So we just finished up a fundraiser for Heather Heaston, the co-founder of Show Baldwin. She unfortunately has been diagnosed with cancer. And so we're trying to help raise funds for her and her family. So that is one way that we give back to the community is through fundraising. And then we also have sponsorship. And so sponsorship is basically if you have an event happening and you need event sponsors, most events also do t-shirts.
Yeah.
So we would love to print your t-shirts, but we also do signage. We also do your yard signs. We do your banners. We do your name tags. Anything you can think of that you might need. We're going to offer all the services to you at a great rate, but then we're also going to give you sponsorship on top of that to really reduce your out-of-pocket costs to make your event more profitable for you. So that's our big focus in 2026.
That's really cool. You were talking about systems, and all I could think about was when I took over my concierge business, everything was in her head, the original owners, and having those systems in place, because she did mostly Panama City,
Okay.
30A, Santa Rosa Beach, that whole area. And I'm not driving there to go do a 2-hour job. I have concierge team there who they'll go out on my behalf, trying to get them to know okay, here's the property you're going to, here's the access code. We had to come up with the whole system. We tried Jobber for a while, which is more like an HVAC home service solution. And we finally have switched over to a company called WorkSin. It has made everything so much easier because they just literally pop up their app. This is where I'm going. This is what
I'm doing there.
And having those systems in place makes such a difference in your business, especially I operate between two extremes. I'm either so systems oriented or I am a pew and ping pong ball.
Yep.
And so at least when I have those systems in place to fall back on, I'm not leaving people hanging.
Yeah.
And it picks up the slack for me sometimes. But it's really hard when you don't have those in place and trying to put those guide rails in place to run your business.
Yes.
It's not fun in the meantime.
No.
With marketing, I love building websites. Having those automations and stuff set up, to where when someone downloads a freebie, they get an email sequence, or when even when they just reach out, the autoresponder email that gets back to them, it doesn't sound like AI or a computer. It sounds like a human and lets them know, hey, we're looking into this. Give us a day or two or whatever.
Exactly.
The last couple of years, I've focused on building those, and it's helped my business a ton. And when I took over the concierge business, I forgot to apply all the marketing that I know to do to my own business. I had those in place in my marketing business, but with the concierge business, I wasn't gathering any emails anyway. I wasn't doing any lead gen. I wasn't even posting consistently.
Yeah.
And
you were focused on the operations.
Exactly. I'm you would think, since my other business is marketing, that those things would come easily. And I'm I still have to remind myself to treat my business as a client.
Yes.
And that honestly has been tough.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, my stuff has to get done. Too.
Exactly.
And so that's been an adjustment, trying to figure out what days do I do client work? What days do I do my own work? And then what days do things just go out the window because a client calls and I have to go and do a job?
So you're doing social media marketing too, though, right?
Yes.
So how many clients do you have for that?
So right now I only have a handful. Before we moved, I had 7 more that I lost when I moved. Some were local and they needed someone local. But a lot, it was just a weird transition time for them. Now we're here. We've rebuilt the client list. No big deal. We moved at the end of May, and the last week of August, I was asked if I wanted to purchase the concierge company.
Got it.
So it completely took my focus because I'm oh, now I'm learning a whole new business. And how to run the backside of it. Now, before it was just me and my marketing business. Now I'm managing people who are not even here. They're 2 hours away.
Remote,
And making sure that their quality is up to standards because it's my name on the line.
Exactly.
If it's not. And that, I finally am feeling settled in that business to where I'm okay, now we need to focus on marketing again because I love that business. It's not something I want to give up. I really do want to have both. So I'm okay, well, now we need to focus on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I have one of my clients is a e-commerce business who she sells furniture upcycling, so decoupage, furniture paint. She's one of the largest retailers for Redesign with Prima. They have decoupage and then furniture rub-on transfers. And she has been with me since my business was 6 months old.
Wow,
So she
okay.
was with the Missouri business and
Yeah,
then moved, so
that's
she's been
great.
with me about 5.5 years. And those are the clients I'm looking for, like
Right.
those long term where we build a
Yes.
relationship, because so often people like jump in and they think they're gonna see these viral videos.
Mhm,
And when that doesn't happen, then they jump to the next
mhm,
person. And all they're doing is like killing their momentum,
mhm,
because every time you have different hands on your social media, the algorithm is relearning,
mhm.
like, how are you
The
posting? What are
style,
you
the
posting?
hashtags,
Mhm.
all of it. Yeah.
Yes. And so it's been interesting trying to educate people because they think you're just selling them.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, no, like, don't hire me. That's fine. But this is what you need to know going
Right.
forward, because you're really just pulling the rug out from under yourself
Yep.
repeatedly.
So let me ask you about automation.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I struggle with,
Uh-huh.
okay? So having Pretty Work social media page, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We have Matt Hatter, which is
Mhm.
our hat company. If you guys don't know about it, check out the Matt Hatter Hat Co. He operates out of Pretty Work, powered by Pretty Work is what we say. Um, we have Matt Hatter, Instagram, Facebook,
Mhm.
TikTok. We have the website. Um, so then I have my personal social media,
Yeah.
right? So this is where I get into a struggle. So I struggle with keeping up
Mhm.
because I am the marketing person. So, and I'm the salesperson. So
Yeah.
I want to respond to each person. However, there is something about protecting business hours
Yeah.
and like setting the standard of like, hey, you might message me at 11 o'clock that you need t-shirts. I'm probably not messaging you back till after 9
Yeah.
the next day. So one of the things I did since we have the new website is I set up an automation that says, thanks so much for reaching out. If you're looking for a quote, please click the link below.
Yeah.
Anyone clicking the link?
No, they wanna have a conversation about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Which I appreciate, and I want to be the conversation, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to give them an immediate response back during the hours that I can't immediately respond, right?
Yeah.
Because that is also the nature of the business down here
Mhm.
is if they're reaching out to me, they're probably reaching out to 3, 4, or 5
Yes.
others, and so the first person to respond is
Yeah.
going to build a relationship, right? And so that's how I've built this entire business is on
Mhm.
relationships. And so I want to be relational, but I also have to take care of like this right here. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, people, for the next hour, my phone's on auto
Yes.
respond, whatever. If I have a meeting yesterday, I missed 2 calls during a meeting with a client. I had to call them both back. Luckily, I was able to call them both back and have a
Yeah.
conversation. But that's happening to me. And it's a great problem to have. However,
Yeah.
I would like to figure out maybe an auto response that doesn't sound so robotic. So I come from
Mhm.
like the corporate world.
Yeah.
And so my husband will remind me sometimes, he's like, you're great like this. He's like, you
Mhm.
can be fun, you can be personal. He's like, but sometimes when you're doing this, you
Yeah.
get a little bit like just put out the message, get out the response, right? Like it
Yeah.
just comes out a little bit like a
Yeah.
robot. And so he's like, people want to have like, hi, it's Stacy. Thanks so much for reaching out. Like, I can't wait
Yeah.
to talk to you in person. I'm a little busy right now. Please click the link below to start your quote. And I'm like, oh, man. But I hear
Yeah.
him and there's some validity to that. So I would love to hear kind of your take on social media with automations and what you kind of recommend to
Yeah.
business owners in this situation.
So for what you have set up, one, I really like Claude AI,
Okay.
to help rewrite things like that.
Okay.
I typically then tweak it a little bit more.
Hmm.
I never fully trust AI to write my messages
No.
because they never get it
Mm-mm.
completely right. But Claude is a lot better at writing. It's way more warm and
Okay.
human like in that way.
Okay.
Like ChatGPT, I really like for more like strategy, like
Same.
give me a layout of this or like help me break this down.
Same.
But when it comes to actually writing, Claude is
Yeah.
amazing. A new one that's come out is Manus, Manus. I
Okay.
haven't put a lot of time into it, so
Okay.
I can't say for sure, but I've heard good things about it
Okay.
too. So I would just rewrite that and
Okay.
say, um, I'm busy at the moment or like whatever.
Right.
And you can even put into Claude, like, hey, these messages are normally coming in while I'm sleeping or like when I'm in a meeting, and kind of even change your
Tailor the response a
autoresponder
little bit to that.
possibly by time if
Sure.
your software will allow that.
Sure.
Um, the other thing is, so ManyChat, MANY, ManyChat has a good autoresponder for comments.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll do personal profiles on Facebook, but it will do Instagram and then Facebook business pages.
Okay.
And it may do, since they have all the professional mode with
Mhm.
personal profiles now, they may have gone ahead and allowed that. For a
Okay.
while, they weren't allowing it,
Yeah.
but it will, if like someone comments, you can honestly set it up as broad or as narrow as you want. So it could, any single person that comments anything, it
Yeah.
could just send them a
Got it.
message
Okay.
and that's what it's gonna like. It can comment back, but it also can like DM them.
Sure.
And the other thing is you can use it to like do keywords like, hey,
Perfect.
comment t-shirt below,
Right.
and then it sends over the info on how to get or
I
order
wonder
for
how
a
people do
t-shirt.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not that
Yeah.
fancy. Not there
Mini
yet.
chat is very handy. It does have hiccups sometimes and sometimes like unintended messaging. Like, so I saw when the brush fires
Yeah.
were at Gulf State Park last month or
Yeah.
whenever that was. Someone had commented and said, "Do you know if it's reached the zoo?" on this creator's
Mm.
post
Mhm.
about it. And they had an autoresponder from ManyChat set up to send info because they had a post about the zoo at one
Wow.
time.
Yeah.
And so when they commented with zoo, it sent them, "Hey, like, here's how to get a coupon for the zoo,"
Oh,
in a
wow.
comment.
Okay.
And the people did not realize that that was an
What that
autoresponder
was.
and why they were like, "Okay, that's not what I asked you." Like, they kind of had an
Mhm.
attitude
Yeah.
about it. And so
Right.
I commented, was like, "Hey, that's just an autoresponder they use
For
for,"
that keyword
yeah,
too or
just,
whatever.
it was probably from a previous post, but it's
Mhm.
still ongoing. So that
Well, that
a
makes
human
sense.
did not type this message to you. They are not being insensitive or rude. They just,
Right.
the AI tech is doesn't know what you're asking.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So there are times you kind of have to watch it.
Mhm.
But for the most part, people understand that technology now. Like they're getting that it's,
More familiar.
yeah, that like people, well, some people do expect that someone's sitting there 24/7 ready to reply.
Right.
That's not reasonable.
Right.
Even when I only did marketing, like live, breathe social media, I could not, like, I can't just be on my phone or my
Yeah.
computer all
No, I can't.
day refreshing. Plus, I'm managing multiple clients. I can't,
Mhm.
what am I supposed to just have one? Like, how many computers do I need for this?
Exactly. Right.
Like, I had have to, I guess I could have one on like Safari, one on, Firefox, and
Yeah.
one on Google and
Yeah.
have three screens.
Yeah.
Like, it would
That's what I
be
do. It's
ridiculous.
bad. I have 2 different profiles, and I bounce
Yes.
between the 2 profiles. One has all these logins, and the other one has all these logins. When I
Yeah.
go there, it brings up the meta, and then I can deal with it, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is a lot for one
Yeah.
person." But we also have so the Pretty Work page has grown this week alone by, like, 200 followers, which we're
Yeah.
so blessed and so thankful, and Matt Hatter is coming along. We also started Matt Hatter later, so it's okay. But Pretty Work's monetized.
Yeah.
So as a monetized page, what kind of advice do you give someone? Because I also am like, okay, I don't, I'm very thankful to be monetized.
Mhm.
However, I don't understand all the benefits
Yeah.
or all of the hangups I might have about getting things through the algorithm since I'm a monetized page. What kind of content
So
are they looking for from a monetized page in order to get it out there further?
honestly, they want engagement more than anything.
Okay.
So they want people commenting
Yes.
is best or sharing. Commenting and sharing are going to rank top all the time. If they like it or heart it or,
Hmm.
whatever, that also ranks. If they view it and do nothing, then it's like, oh, this content must not be good. So
Hmm.
sometimes in posts that are more like sales focused, people don't feel a need to respond.
Correct.
So if you can give options like, hey, we're looking at this. Do you like this or this better?
Hmm.
Even if you already have your mind made up and you know what you're doing,
Hmm.
just to get people
Yep.
commenting. And I just personally hate that part of marketing
Yep.
because it feels disingenuous and
Yep.
fake to me.
Yep.
But it's what the social media platforms have created.
Yep.
It's a game we have to play. And that's the one part
Yeah.
of what I do that I'm like, I hate it.
Yeah.
I'll do it, but I hate it.
Yeah, so I was doing it probably when we first purchased the company. I was doing a little bit more of like
Yeah.
this or that, especially when we were playing with hats. I'm like, hey, do you guys like this patch or this patch? And I was
Mhm.
playing. And now I've kind of gotten myself to where I don't necessarily show as much product
Yeah.
and I try to show more about the business.
I
And
think
I'm
that's
trying to
very
educate
smart.
more on
Yeah.
that. And so, like, one of the things that I know I have coming up is I've got, like, for your example, I've got like some pixelated stuff
Uh-huh.
that's come through that people are
Yeah.
like, this is my art. And then I've got like when we take that art and
Yeah.
fix it, because having vectored artwork matters so much in the screen print world,
Yeah.
and most people don't understand that. I get logos that are snippets of someone's Facebook, and I'm sure you do
Oh,
too. Like,
yeah.
you get them everywhere, and then you have shadows and shading, and you've got to clean it up, and
Mhm.
it's just a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I want to start educating people more on that, and then talking about how you go about picking out your PMS tones and
Mhm.
your thread colors, and do you have a brand sheet? If you don't have a brand
Yes.
sheet, let's talk about why you don't have a brand sheet. How do we get you a brand sheet?
Yes.
All those things matter down. Like, I have people say, can't you just match the font as close as possible? I'm like, do you have any idea how many fonts we work with? Like, it's
Yeah.
it's bad. It's gotten to the point where I tell my husband, like, if we're driving down the road and I see a sign, I'm like, oh, it's that font. This is what goes on in my brain now.
Yeah.
I know the font so well, but it doesn't mean I can match everybody's font just by
Yeah.
whatever they send. So I want to start educating people more about that. So we focused on introducing the team. That's been the last month of our posts, is introducing the team, making sure that everyone can put a face to a name when they call, when
Yeah.
they send an email, whatever. And now we're gonna get into the more educational side of how does screen printing actually
Yeah.
work?
So, on the topic of brand sheets, that is one thing that I do it just when I come in when it was as, I'm taking on a new client.
Mhm,
I'm like, "Okay, the first thing is, do you have a brand sheet? If
mhm,
not, we're going to make one.
mhm.
Do you know what your fonts are? Do you know who made your logo?"
Yep.
Honestly, like, because sometimes they don't even own their logo and they don't know that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "Yeah, someone created this for you in Canva. Depending on their version of Canva, depending on the agreements they clicked into,
Mhm,
and then did someone else make it or did you make it in
mhm,
your own Canva?" There are a lot of legal,
mhm,
uh, different legal buckets that that logo could fall
mhm.
into. And I'm like, you don't own it. So you're better off either make it yourself if you know how to do that,
Yep.
or hire someone who will sign over the rights to you
Correct.
because you've paid them. And
Exactly.
that's what I did because I can make a logo. I didn't have time to make new
Yeah.
logos
Yeah.
because like just do it.
Yeah.
So, but for years, like I've dealt with people who just like th they don't even remember who made their logo
Yep.
sometimes.
Yep.
They don't know anything about the fonts.
Yep.
We can't then trace it back. So we just recreate a very
Exactly.
similar but updated logo,
Yes.
create a full brand sheet.
Yes.
I've even dealt with huge e-commerce companies that they do not like they're, 7, 8 figure
Mhm.
year companies, but they don't have a brand sheet. They
Right.
don't have every single post was different
Yeah.
in before. Your marketing should always reflect your brand.
Correct.
You should know like they shouldn't. So I'm gonna get on a soapbox, but
I get it.
AI AI
Yeah.
flyers, they all look the same right now, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
The curved font at the top
"Yes,
that's big and bold, and then, like, the distressing kind of shading
uh-huh,
gradient look, they're all looking the
yes."
same.
And
Mhm.
I'm like, "Okay, that doesn't tell me who you are as a brand." Now, I will use AI to say, "Hey, like, I need an idea.
Yep.
I can't figure out what I want to do with this. Can you
Yep.
give me a visual idea or, like, show me a graphic for this?"
Yes.
Then I take that and I
Yes.
use Canva. I'm not
Yes.
a pro graphic designer by
Yep.
any means. I then take it into Canva and create something totally new that
Mhm.
matches my branding. Sometimes I just like, I can't get a layout in mind.
Right.
So
Right.
give me an idea. That's how we should be using
Mhm.
AI to help
Exactly.
generate ideas in our own brains that we then create, not to be the creator,
Yes.
because then you're going to look like everyone else.
Right.
And like I've seen so many where they're holding a banner or like
Uh-huh.
it's a character of them or holding their business card or banner and the writing isn't
It's
like
not
it
even the
starts in
words,
English and then it just trails off.
like Chinese or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like it
Mhm.
just one of them was just squiggles by the end and I'm like, "But that has your phone number and your
Mhm.
email and your website.
Mhm.
What?"
So what contact info is actually
Yeah.
going out in that?
And
Right.
people they put a lot of trust into AI that it does not deserve.
Yeah.
They also believe a lot of things that it says that is just crowdsourcing the entire
Internet.
internet.
Right.
There is wrong information on the
Yes.
internet.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just because I have sat and argued with it before
Mhm.
because it would tell me, sometimes it tells me it can't look at my website. It's not, it can't load it and crawl a website. I'm like, you absolutely can. You've done it before
Yeah.
because I'll want like an opinion on a layout
Sure. Yeah.
or I'll want to compare this website to this
Mhm.
website for ways to improve,
Yeah.
especially with SEO. It is good at that,
Yeah.
although SEO is changing because of AI.
Exactly.
So I just I always tell people, yes, we use AI, but AI does not create
No.
your marketing from
No.
us.
Not in our world either.
Yeah,
Not at all.
it's never going to replace a human. And I think in a year or two, because it got to where it was just putting out better outputs, and then people just went crazy with it. And I think in a year or two, we're gonna be back to where
I
there's
think so too.
less AI stuff's all
I think
over.
so too.
I hope.
Yeah.
If not, I might be like rethinking my entire job
Yeah.
choice
We've used
because
them when we wanna have, like, fun posts, like, when we did our now
yes.
hiring, we put that the dogs run the shop, like, we
Mhm.
definitely did it there, but
Yes.
we put our actual pictures of our dogs in there.
Yeah.
We got pictures of our equipment in there, and then we just said, "Now take these and make it something cute and fun." But when it
Yes.
comes to, like, customer product or the actual operations of our business,
Yeah.
no. We wanna stay as authentic as we possibly can.
Yeah.
One of the things through brand sheets that I'll just hit this one more time for people is having a stacked logo and a horizontal logo.
Mhm.
That's also big, and then understanding when to use them,
Yeah.
and then understanding that not every time you use your logo doesn't need to be in full color.
Yeah.
There's ways to do your branding not in full color, and like we did a little bit with Bark, we
Mhm.
matched your shirt colors
Yes.
to stick with your branding, so that way the
Yes.
logo stayed the same and it still popped on each
Mhm.
one. But we have clients that say, "Hey, I want to screen print the cheapest way possible," and I'm like, "Great, give me your brand colors. Oh, you've got ivory, coral, and light
Yeah.
blue. Well, guess what? We're gonna print white, well, we're not because of ivory. We're gonna print black ink on all 3 colors or
Yeah.
like navy blue ink, and you're gonna see it pop, and then you're still branded because you're
Yes.
still matching your colors, and you've got your garment for less because we printed it as a
Yeah.
single color." So there's ways to do it, and I try to
Mhm.
find those ways for my clients, especially because most of the people we service are small businesses in Baldwin
Yes.
County, and they're buying uniforms for their staff.
Yeah.
So if you're buying uniforms for your staff, you're not trying to spend 20 to $25 on a t-shirt just so you can get a full color front and a full color back.
Yes.
Most of the time, your staff is being looked at by the back anyways.
Mm.
Use your front left chest for a single color, save some money, and
Yeah.
put your full color on the back.
Yeah. Like I have gotten so many comments on my shirts from you. I had actually had people
Right.
ask if they could buy them. And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
hey, marketing, it's
Yeah.
advertising. So I guess I actually that was on my to-do list for this week was to
Yeah.
talk to you about pricing that out because I have a few people who want to buy them. And
That's
then I
great.
but
Well, this has been awesome. I
yeah.
appreciate you letting me come on and talk.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being on.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, I'm excited. I think more people need to hear about your business
Thank you.
and I hopefully we don't outgrow your space too
I know.
fast.
If we do, we're just gonna maybe
Yeah.
build right there. I don't know what.
Yeah.
We love this space so much, we don't wanna give it up. So,
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what the future brings for Pretty Work, but we will be sticking around. We're 6 years strong in June,
Yeah.
so we'll
That's
keep going.
incredible.
Yeah.
So well,
So
thank you so
thank
much for being
you.
on.
Yeah, thanks so much.